Hello students, welcome to all these scholar classes. So today I will be taking the chapter 14 from class 9 science, and the name of the chapter is natural resources. So as the name says, natural resources. Natural resources means which is present in the nature by itself. Resources are different kinds of resources. It can be any resource. Even a coal is a resource, okay? But we will discuss about natural resources which are present by the nature itself. It is not man-made. It is not being created by humans or man, but it exists in nature by itself, okay? So these are the natural resources, not the man-made resources. So firstly we will see few introduction about what is natural resources, how on earth there is a life, okay? Then we will talk about natural resources, what are the different kinds of natural resources. Then we will see resources on the earth, which are the resources are present, that can be divided into three categories: the lithosphere, the hydrosphere and the atmosphere, okay? So this also we are going to discuss, and we will see what is biosphere. Next we will see the two components, that is the biotic component and the abiotic component. So let's start. So we know that our planet is Earth. The planet on which we all live is Earth, and this is the only planet where life exists. Okay? So our planet on which we live is Earth, and it is the only planet where life exists. Okay, so there are other planets, other 7 planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn and Neptune. But there are no life is there. Only Earth is a planet where life exists. Okay, so life on the Earth is dependent on many factors. Why life is there on the Earth? It depends on many factors. We will be discussing those. Okay. So most life forms, we know, they need abundant amount of temperature, water and food. What does life need? Life needs temperature, water and food. Fine. So the resources available on the earth and the energy from the sun. Okay. All these resources that are available on the earth and the energy that we get from the sun are very necessary to meet the basic requirement of life forms on the earth. Okay. So the energy we get from the sun plus the natural resources that are available on the earth. Okay, the resources available on the earth. So these both things, energy from the sun and the resources available on the earth, they make what? Life possible. They make life possible on the earth. Fine. So we got to know that Earth is the only planet where life exists, from the sun plus the resources that are available on the earth, it makes life possible on the earth. These two things makes life possible on the earth. Okay? So life on the earth basically depends on two things. First is the energy from the sun, and the second thing is the resources available on the earth. So what are these resources that are available on the earth? These resources are like soil is there, okay, water is there, and air. These three resources are the main resources that makes life possible on the earth. That is soil, water, and air. Fine. I hope you have understand why life is possible on the earth. Now we will see, I have told you what air, soil and water are the resources that makes life possible on the earth. Now first we will see a little bit about air, and the detail of the air will be discussed in the part 2 of my video. So please don't forget to watch the part 2. Okay? So uneven heating of the air over land and water bodies, it causes winds. Okay? So what causes winds? Uneven heating of air over land and water causes wind. Unheating of land and water bodies. Okay, uneven heating of air. Sorry, uneven heating of air over land and water bodies. It causes winds. Fine, that is going to cause winds. The second thing, if you see, we talk about water. Okay, so from air we have got what? Winds. Now let's see from water what do we get. If we talk about water, so the evaporation of water, when there is the evaporation of water from the water bodies takes place, what it gives? It gives rain. So water gives rain. Okay. So water, evaporation of water bodies leads to rain. Fine. So what air is giving? Winds. Water is giving us rain. Evaporation of water bodies leads to rain. So the pollution of air, water and soil affects the quality of life. Okay, air, water, soil का जो pollution है, the pollution of air, water and soil, it is going to affect the quality of life. The life which we are living, as if you compare our life from past many years when your ancestors were there, the atmosphere was very clean, but now if you compare it, the quality of life has been degraded because the atmosphere is not that clean. It's polluted. The pollution is there. Previously what happened, there were no so many vehicles, factory and all, which leads to pollution. They were not in so huge quantity. In today's life, everybody is having 2 to 3 cars or two-wheeler also. But previously people used only the public transport. They were not having their personal transports and all. So there were no pollution. Okay, so the quality of life was very good. But nowadays, since there is air pollution, soil pollution, water pollution, the quality of life has been very degraded. Okay, so what we need to conserve our natural resources. natural resources in some good manner. Okay, so various nutrients are used again and again, okay, for a cycle fashion. So this leads to a certain balance between various components of a biosphere. We will see what is all these. So basically, air, soil and water pollution is degrading the quality of life. The quality of life is falling down. So we need to control, we need to preserve our natural resources so that it cannot be destroyed. Okay. So next we will see what is a natural resource, what is its definition. Okay, so natural resource, the resources that are available on the earth, okay, and the energy from the sun are very necessary. Both the things are very necessary, as I have already told you. The resources that are available on the earth, that is the soil, air and wind, soil, air and water, and the energy that we get from the sun is necessary. Why they are necessary? They are necessary to meet the requirement of life form on the earth. Okay, life is formed on the earth because of these two components. Okay, so the resources available on the earth like soil, water and air, and the energy from the sun is necessary to meet. Okay, it's very necessary to meet the requirements of a life form on the earth, of all the life form on the earth. Okay, so the stock of the nature which are useful to our mankind are known as natural resources. All those stock of nature which are useful for us, which are useful for mankind, are natural resources which are being created by nature itself. It is not being made by man. So they are air, water, soil, minerals, etc. These are natural resources. So the resources available on the earth like soil, water, air, minerals, and the energy from the sun is necessary to meet the requirement of all life forms on the earth. The stock of nature which are useful for a mankind are called natural resources. Example is air, water, soil and minerals. Okay. So next we are going to see resources on the earth. So what are the resources that are present on the earth? Resources on the earth are land, water and the air. Resources on the earth are three: land, water and air. Okay. So three divisions are there: lithosphere, second one is hydrosphere, word is atmosphere. Okay, so one by one we will see each of them. Before going in detail, first let's see what does these words mean. So lithosphere is made up of two words, litho and sphere. Hydrosphere is again made up of two words, hydro and sphere. Atmosphere is again made up of two words, atmosphere. Okay. So these are Greek words. Litho is a Greek word, sphere is a Greek word, hydro is a Greek word, sphere is again a Greek word, atmo is a Greek word and sphere is again a Greek word. So the litho is a Greek word. Okay? Lithos, which means stone. What does it mean? Stone. And sphere is again a Greek word which means a globe, ball or a space. Okay? Globe, ball or you can even say space. So sphere is spherical in shape. We say that spherical in shape. So that sphere is basically what? A globe or a ball shape. Or even if we takes in this content on the resources on Earth, it's a space that is being provided. Okay, so three are there. Next is the hydro. Hydro is again a Greek word which means water. Which means water. And sphere is the same. That is either a globe, cosmos or a space. Okay, then comes atmosphere. So if we talk about atmos is again an ancient Greek word which meaning is vapor. Okay, which meaning is vapor, and the sphere means again a ball. Okay, so atmo is a Greek word which means vapor. Fine. So resources of the earth, lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere. So litho is stone. Stone is something that is hard. So we can refer it with land. The land portion of the earth is going to be lithosphere. Then hydrosphere means water. So the water portion is going to be hydrosphere. Okay. Then comes the atmosphere, that is atmo is a vapor. So the air portion, vapor or air you can say goes to atmosphere. Okay. So lithosphere for the land, hydrosphere for the water and atmosphere is for the air. So these three are the main resources of the earth, land, water and air. One by one we will be discussing all these three. So life exists only where these three are present. So since earth has got land, water, air, all the three things, that is lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere, that's why there is a life on the earth. Okay? Fine. So let's see lithosphere. Lithos means a stone, sphere means a globe or a space. So what is lithosphere? Is the outer crust of the earth. The outer crust of the earth is called as lithosphere, the land area. Okay? The outer crust of the earth is called lithosphere. Fine. So Different kinds of soils are found which are necessary for the growth of plants and for the homes for our survival also. And vitamins are there, minerals are there. So all these are being present on the lithosphere. Okay. So different kinds of soils which are essential for the growth of plants okay. So what happens, the plants grow because they grow in a soil, we know. So the important minerals, nutrients which they get from the soil itself. So this soil, this land is very important for the growth of plants because it contains many essential products like the minerals and the nutrients and are a home to the survival of vitamins and minerals and are the home for the survival of several vitamins and minerals. Fine. So outer crust of the earth is called the lithosphere. Lithosphere contains different soils which are having variable, important, essential vitamins and minerals which are important for the growth of plants. So this lithosphere is basically made up of 3 layers. Okay, it is made up of 3 main layers that are called the crust, the mantle and the core. Okay, so lithosphere is made up of 3 layers. What are these 3 layers? It is made up of crust, mantle and core. Crust, mantle is there and core. Okay. So this was about lithosphere. Lithos means land. Okay. And sphere is a globe or a space. So the outer crust of the earth is called lithosphere. Different kinds of soils which are essential for the growth of plant and are the home to the survival of vitamins and minerals. It is made up of 3 layers: the crust, the mantle and the core. Next we are going to see the hydrosphere. Okay, so the second one is hydrosphere. Hydro, which means water, means the space that is having water. So if we talk about our earth, water covers 75% of the earth's surface. Okay, so we can say that main portion of the earth is covered by water. 75% of the water, 75% of the earth, is covered with water. It is also found underground. Water is present underground also, we know that. So these are called as hydrosphere because they are just a component of a water. Okay, so for hydrosphere we will see that water covers 75% of the earth's surface. underground also. Okay, so this was about lithosphere. Next we will see about atmosphere, which contains different kinds of gases. So next we will see the atmosphere. Okay, the third type is the air, that is the atmosphere. The air that covers the whole of the earth like a blanket is called the atmosphere. It covers the earth like a blanket. It is covering all over the earth. Okay, so the air that covers the whole of the earth's surface like a blanket is called the atmosphere. Okay, so it contains different kinds of gases such as oxygen is there, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, which are the required for the survival on the earth. Okay, so the atmosphere, it contains different gases like oxygen, nitrogen and carbon dioxide, which are essential for life existence. Okay, which is very important for the existence of life. It is because of these gases that life exists on the earth. Okay, so basically we can say that life exists. Living things are formed where there is land, water and air. These three things are there that is going to form living things. Okay, so we have seen about atmosphere also, the air that covers the whole of the earth's surface like a blanket. It is covering whole of the earth's surface like a blanket, that is called the atmosphere. It contains different gases like oxygen is there, nitrogen is there, carbon dioxide is there, and these are very essential for the existence of life. Okay, so now we will see the percent ratio of how different first is the lithosphere, hydrosphere and the atmosphere. Okay, so if we talk about lithosphere, that is the land portion. So this land portion is covered by the earth's surface, how much? 29%. It is 29% of the earth's surface is covered by the land. So this land can be what? It can be continents and islands. Okay? Continents or and islands. Fine. Next, if you see the hydrosphere, how much portion it is going to cover? This is the water portion. So this water is being covered 71%. How much percent? 71%. So that water can be ocean water, lakes can be rivers and fresh water. Okay. So basically if you divide in 2 two types, ocean water and fresh water. Okay, so water can be two types, fresh water and ocean water. So ocean water is the main, that is covering almost 97.5%. Okay, how much it is covering? 97.5%, and this fresh water is 2.5%. Okay, so now you can imagine that ocean water, that is the salty water, is mainly present on the Earth's atmosphere. Next comes the atmosphere. Okay, so atmosphere is basically the gaseous component. So the gaseous components are what? It can be nitrogen, oxygen, argon, water vapors are there, carbon dioxide, and some mixed gases are there. So the major portion of the atmosphere is covered by which gas? That is the nitrogen. 76% almost. Okay, 76.55%. So this has got nitrogen. Major portion is of nitrogen, which is covering 76.55% of the Earth's atmosphere. Okay, and next is the oxygen. This oxygen covers 20.54% of the Earth's atmosphere. Okay, so next is the oxygen. It is covering 20.54%. So you can see now that the major is covered by nitrogen and oxygen only. Okay, so the remaining ones are very less. If we see the water vapors, so 1.96% is covered by water vapor. Next is the argon. If we talk about argon gas, so 0.9%, only 0.9%. Okay, so these are the main. Next is the carbon dioxide, which contains only 0.03%. 0.03. Okay. And the miscellaneous gases are very less, 0.01%. So the miscellaneous gases are 0.01%. Okay, so here we have seen the percent wise division. The lithosphere, that is the land area, is 29%. That contains the continents and the lands. If we talk about the water, this is the major earth surface covering. Water is covering the major of the earth surface. Ocean water is 97.5, fresh water is only 2.5. Next, if we talk about atmosphere, since the atmosphere is covering the earth's surface like a blanket, major gas is the nitrogen, which is covering 76.55%. Oxygen covers 20.54%. Water vapor covers 1.96%. Argon gas covers 0.9%. Carbon dioxide covers 0.03%. And the miscellaneous gases remaining are only 0.01%. Okay, so it is because of all these factors, the land, water and air, that life exists on the earth. Okay, so we have seen their percent ratio also, how they are going to exist. Fine. So next we will see what is biosphere. Okay, so biosphere. So what is biosphere? The life supporting zone. Okay, the life supporting zone of the earth where the atmosphere, the hydrosphere and the lithosphere interact make life possible, that is known as biosphere. Okay, where they interact, they make life possible, that is called as biosphere. Okay, so the definition of biosphere is the life supporting zone the life supporting zone of the earth fine where the atmosphere the hydrosphere and lithosphere, what they do, they interact. They are going to interact and make life possible. They interact and make life possible. Is called biosphere. Okay, so this is biosphere, the life supporting zone of the earth where the atmosphere, the hydrosphere, the lithosphere, they interact and make life possible, that is called as biosphere. Fine, student? So if I will draw a diagram and let you show. Okay, so suppose this is a biosphere I am making like this. So this biosphere is connected with our atmosphere, that is the air. The air, it is interacting with the atmosphere. This side if we go, it is interacting with the lithosphere, that is the land, or you can say earth. Lithosphere, that is the earth or the land. So here there is a land like this. Okay, on where different plants, different trees, they are growing. Fine. Okay, so this is our land where different plants, trees and all are there. Okay, like this we can draw. And if we come this side, this contains all the water portion, that is the hydrosphere. This is the blue ocean or the river and all. So here the biosphere is interacting with our hydrosphere. Hydrosphere, that is the water. So you can see that the interacting zone, that is the lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere, where life is possible, that constitutes the biosphere. Okay? So next, the biosphere can be divided into two parts, the abiotic components and the biotic components. Okay? Biosphere is further divided into two parts, biotic component and the second one is abiotic component. Fine, students. So if we talk about the biotic components is living things like animals, plants. It constitutes the biotic component of the biosphere. Okay. So living things like plants and animals constitute, okay, they constitute the, what they constitute, the biotic, they constitute the biosphere. Okay. And if we talk about the abiotic components, so this is the non-living things. What we can say that the non-living things are the abiotic components like air, water and soil. Air, water and soil. Non-living components. Okay, so this is what the biosphere, it can be divided into two components. The first one is a biotic component and the second one is an abiotic component. So biotic components are the living things. Living things like plants and animals. Abiotic components constitutes the non-living thing like the air, water and soil. So this was about, we have seen how the earth is divided, how the life is possible, all these things. But in this chapter in detail we will see the abiotic components, that is the air, water and soil. The whole chapter is dependent on this abiotic components, how these abiotic components, air, water and soil, they are essential for the life, for sustaining life on the earth. So the whole discussion will be on the abiotic component. One by one we will take air, then the water, then the soil. So this was all for today. Keep watching the further videos. In the part 2 we will be discussing about all things about air. So thank you so much. Thank you for watching my video. If you like my video, please give a like button. And if you have not subscribed our channel Oli Scholar yet, please do subscribe it because we upload videos daily. If you will subscribe it, you will get the notification whenever we upload video. So this was all for today. Thank you so much. And also don't forget to download our app. You can find the link of the app from the description box. Just go on and download the app from the Google Play, and there you are going to get very interesting videos, PDF notes which are very